My name's Maya. I've been an arborist for about 10 years now. So part of my job is responding to requests from people who think that their tree poses a danger to them. I'll use a science-based approach to assess that tree. You know, I get to be outside in nature and appreciate the trees that we're working on. So the results of that process can lead to anything from doing nothing and just having a chat to the person to some pruning or potentially tree removal.
I'm Adam, I own Impact Arbor and I'm also a climber for my own company. So we're here today on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. We're removing some trees for a property owner who's going to realign his boundary fence. So as an arborist, I've come a long way in my 18 years in the industry. I started off with saws, what were terrible, climbing gear, what was terrible. Most of my climbing gear was handed down to me. Now, as a company owner, I can give my workers the best products they need to do their job professionally. I can take a sense of pride that I'm giving my employees the best piece of equipment on the market.
As a tree care professional, I'm always going to lean on choosing tools that allow me to do my job the most efficiently for myself and the most efficiently for the client. Husqvarna contacted me and loaned me a 592XP to trial for them. My first impressions of the saw were really great, to be honest. It felt to me quite light as well, for the amount of power you get.
The 592 straight out of the box, when I picked it up, it just felt really balanced. It was a really well balanced saw. You hold it in your hand with the 395XP, which is its saw that it's replacing. The balance is definitely the main difference in it.
Obviously I had to start it up, which meant filling it up. And it just is a huge fuel tank. You know, which is great. It means you can cut for a long time without needing to stop and refuel.
One of the first trees I did was a lightning struck ironbark, which is very hard timber. Being lightning struck, all the moisture's dried out of the timber, so it makes it even tougher to cut. I thought the saw wasn't that good to start off with because it was vibrating and it wasn't cutting very well. And then I looked across to another person who was cutting the same log as me, and he was using a much bigger saw than what I was using, and he was struggling harder than what the 592 was. After that, I got it into some more friendlier timbers, I'd like to say, and the saw just came into its own.
The vibrations, didn't notice anything, tiredness in hands or anything like that. It feels like they've taken the common RSI injuries that arborists experience and they've put them into a tool that addresses those issues. From an ergonomics perspective, it's nice to hold. It feels well balanced in the hands.
Vibrations are what you expect for a big saw. That you can't say that there's no vibration, because when you're using a 90cc chainsaw in your hands and you're holding onto it, you're gonna get vibration. For this saw, it definitely has less vibration than its older model did.
In my experience when cutting with competitors' saws of a comparable size, they've bogged down at times when you don't want them to, which is never, basically. And I haven't experienced that with this saw, this Husqvarna 592XP. It has just honestly cut like butter through everything I've thrown at it, and that's been a really positive experience for me.
It's just instant. Chain speed is great on this smaller bar too. The quicker it can throw the wood chips out, the quicker you can get through your cut. This saw with the smaller bar, it just motors through timber.
This saw allows me to do my job without worrying about other factors that might not necessarily matter. Using something that is worry-free, in a sense, allows me to do the tree care job that I love doing.